Imagine standing in line on a stage in front of a sea of people, all wearing long gowns and funny flat hats. Now, if someone's at a podium calling people's names off in alphabetical order by last name, suddenly you hear your name called, mispronounced of course, and you walk up to that podium and you're handed a piece of paper and you shake that person's hand. Now, have you ever wondered how much does that piece of paper cost and how do you pay for it? Hello my friends, and welcome to another episode of Fast Financial Facts. Get ready for dorm life and eating ramen 24/7, as today we're going to talk about college savings plans. My name is Skyba with JCB Wealth Management, and go Grizz! While my sentiments about the University of Montana Grizzlies is not shared by my boss and owner of the company, John Barrett, who is a Montana State University Bobcat alum, we could both agree that having a smart college savings plan is a very wise way to go. This is due to a stark increase in college costs over the past few decades. Data collected from the College Board has estimated that tuition and fees for a four-year public institution have gone from an average of $4,870 in the 1992-93 school year to $10,940 for 2022-23 annually. This data is adjusted for inflation and reflects a 125% increase in this 30-year span. These figures could change rapidly depending on private versus public institutions, and if you're talking about a public university, in-state versus out-of-state tuition. It also doesn't take into account factors like housing, food, and other costs that are associated with the school year. So, to summarize, and I feel very comfortable saying this, college is expensive, and it's probably not going to change anytime soon. So, what options are available to parents who want to help their kids pay for college and also enjoy some tax advantages? Well, the two most popular options are the 529 College Savings Plan and the Coverdell Education Savings Account, or ESAs. Starting with 529 College Savings Plans. These are packages that contain investments with the goal of earning on contributions made to the plan. These plans are tailored to the risk tolerance of the owner of the account, and this generally comes from very conservative to very aggressive. A 529 plan has an account owner and an account beneficiary. A beneficiary to these plans is the person who the funds are intended to help with education expenses, and the account owner is the adult who has control over the plan. The account owner and beneficiary relationship can be anyone. It could be parents helping their children, it could be grandparents to grandchildren, it could be uncles to nieces, or it could just be a friend of the family who lives down the street who just wants to give some money to help their neighbor with college expenses. The tax advantages of these plans are pretty cool. 529 plans get their name because they are authorized by Section 529 of the Internal Revenue Code to be labeled as qualified tuition programs. This section of the Internal Revenue Code states that any gains from the investments in these 529 plans are not taxable upon distribution if they are used for qualified education expenses. For example, if you are the account owner of a 529 plan and you contribute $1,000 to that plan for when the beneficiary is born, and let's say the plan is worth $3,000 when they turn 18 and they need the funds, that $2,000 of gain is not taxable if used for qualified education expenses. Of course, this is assuming that there are no other contributions made to the plan. You might be staring into your computer monitor right now, asking, what's a qualified education expense? I mean, it's literally the entire crutch to receiving tax benefits from a 529 plan. Qualified education expenses include tuition and fees, books and school supplies, computers, software, internet access, and room or board. Some other things to consider about 529 plans is that some states will offer a tax deduction for contributions to the plan. Please check with us to see if your state qualifies. Another question you may be asking is, what if I have an 18-year-old who just graduated from high school but doesn't want to do any kind of college or any kind of other school because they're just fed up and done with it? But I have put $20,000 into a 529 college savings plan. Well, the good news is with these plans, you can change the beneficiary when you need to. It's just a simple process of filling out some paperwork, signing, and submitting. The second option I would like to talk about are Coverdell Education Savings Accounts. Now, these plans are very similar to 529 college savings plans in how they act and the tax benefits from distributions. But there are some very important differences. Annual contribution amounts and income level restrictions are two of the major differences between these two types of plans. Coverdell ESAs allow for a contribution of up to $2,000 annually and have income level restrictions of $110,000 for singles and $220,000 for joint filers. This is based on adjusted gross income. 529 plans have contribution limits up to the gift tax exemption, which is much higher than $2,000 annually for the Coverdell ESA. They also do not have income level restrictions for any kind of contributions. So your AGI could be $300,000 and you can still contribute as much as you need to. Also, Coverdell ESAs can only open accounts if the beneficiary is under the age of 18, and all funds must be distributed out of the account by the time the beneficiary turns 30. There are no such age restrictions on 529 college savings plans. Since we're talking about college, it's only appropriate for you to have another question, and that would be, hey, these differences seem to favor the 529 college savings plans. Why would anyone choose to invest in a Coverdell ESA? The answer is in flexibility to your investment and elementary and secondary school education expenses covered. Coverdell ESAs provide the account owner with way more options for specific investments, while for a 529 college savings plan, you essentially have to pick from a group of packages that they offer you. While both plans will cover tuition for elementary and secondary private schools, only the Coverdell ESA will allow education expenses other than tuition for these types of schools. Overall, both options are great ways to save for college with a chance to gain on your investment. The tax advantages are palpable, and they really do extend a lifeline to families trying to save for college. The 529 plan is the most flexible option of the two and is usually the preferred. But there are certain scenarios where the Coverdell ESA is most beneficial to the beneficiary. This has been our episode on college savings plans. I hope this video has provided some more clarification and understanding on what these types of plans offer. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to contact us with the contact information that will be displayed after the video or in the description to this video. Next time, we will stay in college, so keep that Letterman jacket on because we will be talking about the FAFSA. I know it sounds exciting, but realistically, it is a very important document that needs to be filled out to help with financial aid. Always remember, learning is your guide to successful decision making, and we hope to be your guide on your financial journey.